So the Americans were gone for 12 hours. And those of us that were left were lovingly referring to ourselves as Commonwealth talk. I was not on the side of TikTok that started to tear the Americans apart, but apparently it happened. I'm seeing the videos now, and I'm seeing the responses, and I find it funny, but I definitely have to say I'm not surprised. And I wanted to touch on it as far as my attitude of, like, for the entire 12 hours, I was in mourning over the loss of a community and the loss of friends, and I was very happy to have them back on my page. But let's look at the contrast. I am a farmer and a homesteader, and those are my friends, and that is what's on my For You page. The majority of users on TikTok, that is not the case. So I believe that the reason that the majority of users were happy the Americans were gone, or the reasons that I've seen stated in videos since, was, ignorant attitudes, the better than everybody else attitude, the fakeness, because they're just making an effort to make money and they're not actually just sharing their lives. The desire to argue in all the comments, really just like a bad attitude. And I find that funny because that's not what I experience from my American friends that follow me here on TikTok. And I truly believe that is because they're homesteaders, they're farmers. They live the same life that I do across the border. And that has been my realization since I started my journey here on TikTok. I'm Canadian. I'm a proud Canadian. All these Canadians that are now like, oh, we've had our, 5 minutes to shine, and maybe there's a chance that I can build a following. And now they're like, hey, throw a flag next to your name so we know where you're from. That, I've been doing that for the last 4 years. Or, share all the Canadian content creators. Bitch, 4 years ago, I did a Canadian farming. It's tagged at the top of my page. Me building a community of closely located homesteaders has always been my goal. That's why when the American TikTok ban happened, I said, I'm going to still be here. Half my following will still be here because the effort to build a community near and far has always been here. But I also know that including the Americans in the community building has been so important, especially including the farmers and the homesteaders. Well, we have all these negative attitudes, apparently, from all the Americans. I don't experience that because the Americans that I am dealing with are trying to break a system. They see the oligarchy that is building and they say, hey, we don't want to be controlled by that. We want to take back the power. The reason that farmers and homesteaders build such a strong bond and strong community is because we're going outside the lines. We are the strongest resistance to the political situation going on here. I know the Americans being back is different. I know that what you are seeing, if you are one of my American friends, I question what you are seeing because I'm seeing videos that are now showing what is being censored in the US, what is different when you search up something in Canada TikTok versus US TikTok. I am seeing some I'm seeing a lot of different information still coming across my page. My algorithm hasn't changed, but I question what you as an American are seeing. So I'm glad that we have this open communication. I am asking you to make sure you are still following the people that you are closely connected with. There's something going on with things are being controlled that didn't used to be controlled here. So I just want you to be aware of that if maybe it's not coming across your feed. Go and make sure you are following the people that you want to be following and who can help you stay connected and see truth. But yeah, I missed you. I'm so glad you're back, and I'm going to continue to reiterate the importance of building a strong farming and homesteading community. If everything else falls apart, I have my neighbor who lives a self-sufficient lifestyle the same as me, and we can utilize each other to stay strong. And that is why, well, yes, I have wanted to build a large following and I've wanted to find farmers and homesteaders across the globe. It has been most important for me to build a community locally. If you are a farmer or homesteader, I urge you now to start doing the same. If you are a woman in homesteading, please follow the link in my link tree to the Women in Homesteading website. Look and see if there is a chapter in your area that is already up and running. And if there is not, this is our time. Apply for the opportunity to start your chapter and build outside of technology. Because when this goes away, we will still have one another. I know everybody's like, it's meta now, I'm leaving. You will find me in social media wise, you'll find me wherever I can be, because having a voice and spreading that voice as far as possible and reaching as many people as possible is important to me. Am I feeding a beast that I don't want to support? Perhaps. But I'm hoping that I'm also reaching, to the people that I need to. So yes, I think that those of us that were left behind for the 12 hours during that ban, we experienced a very different For You page, and it was interesting. But for me, there was a huge missing piece. And I'm very, very glad you are back and you have access to us. I don't know how long that will last or how real that is now. But I continue to urge you to stay vigilant, question everything, use your voices, and start making serious connections with those of us that are all living similar lifestyles. Make sure that you are able to contact these people should this go black, because trading and utilizing each other's skills and learning from one another and supporting one another is never going to change. So I love this farming and homesteading community. There is a reason that I've focused on building it as much as I have. I am a proud Canadian, but beyond that, I'm a proud farmer and homesteader, and I'm glad to have the people in my community that I do, no matter where they stand. So thank you for being here. I am so glad that everyone that is here again. And I continue to urge you to grow your homestead, grow your community, and take back whatever power we can. That's it.